Hey, hello. Thank you guys for the clicks. Continue to click on my channel and you get more videos. Uh, there is something I would like to discuss with you concerning Germany and, of course, Ghana and Nigeria. Now, there's a breaking news that OLAF Scholz is going to visit Ghana and Nigeria. Okay, now let's look at what exactly it entails in this visit that Olaf Scholz wants to go to Africa to meet the African leaders. Now, think critically. Just look at the war that is going on. We have Ukraine against Russia against Ukraine. Okay, so Ukraine wants to join NATO. Russia doesn't want Ukraine to join NATO. The US is behind Ukraine. I mean, the Western world is behind Ukraine. Okay. And then Russia is also against Ukraine joining NATO, and it brings about the war. Okay. So initially, Russia supplies gas. Okay. We know that Russia has oil, crude oil, and gas. So Russia supplies to the Western world. Now, this supplies has cut. Okay, Russia is no more supplying. So now the Western world is trying to survive. When you look at Germany's economy, it is going down because of energy crisis. Okay, so Russia and Germany was actually taking crude oil and gas from Russia, and now because of the war, this is kind of affecting Germany. Right now, Germany wants to get a substitute. Okay, Germany wants to go to Africa to get gas. All right, so the main visit for of Olaf Scholz going to Africa, specifically Ghana and Nigeria, is to get energy, okay, gas, so that Germany can continue to do what? To run on its feet. Now, look at this analysis. Now, Olaf Scholz visits Nigeria. 3 days ago, he had an encounter with the Nigerian president, okay? And the main issues that they were discussing was that was energy, to get energy supplies. There were other issues, but the main one was to get energy supply. Now, he is also to go to Ghana to also tap into their crude oil. Let's think about this, okay? African leaders, this is where you should be very smart. African leaders, this is where you should be very, very smart, because now they are coming to take our natural resources into their country. And then, mind you, another reason for him to also go and visit the African countries is that he wants to take the rejected asylums, okay, the asylum seekers, the ones that they will not need them, okay, they are going to pour them into our countries. Okay, it's just that they are liaising with them so that they will take the asylum seekers back home. And then at the same time, they also want skilled workers from our country into their countries. Okay, they want skilled workers from Nigeria and Ghana into Germany, right? So these are some of the trending issues. Now, they want energy from your country, they want your skilled workers, and Germany in particular wants to take the asylum seekers, okay, those who um you know that in Germany, when you seek asylum, you take a lawyer and then you are being dealt with at the court and so on, like that. So when your case is like completed and you don't have a good stance in Germany, you are being sent back to your home country. So these people are going to be sent back to either Ghana or Nigeria. Yeah, and our leaders will embrace them. You know what I'm talking about. So they are going to embrace these people, and then at the same time, they want to also liaise with them to take their skilled workers to Germany. Okay, so this is where I'm saying that our African leaders should be very smart. Saying, I advise people to come to Germany. Yes, that's what my video is about. But at the same time, we are Africans, okay? We care about our home countries. It's just because that our leaders are not kind of um, they are not kind of supporting the youth. Okay, so the youth are running out of the country to migrate into another country. So yeah, this is the main issue. Now, this is where my point is. African leaders should be very, very smart. If they are coming to take your energy out of the country, they are coming to take your skilled workers out. In fact, for the energy, it's something that they have even started and then discussed about already. Okay, so this is where you also have to put in your demands. What do you want? Okay, put in the demand, so that, because you don't actually need those crude oil. Nigeria, I know Nigeria has been tapping crude oil gas since time memorial, right? They have been tapping oil. Ghana has been tapping oil for like more than 15 years, 10 or 15 years, right? We don't actually have the skilled workers. We don't actually have the skills to develop whatever we have, our resources, okay, to develop them into good use. They are the ones that really need these resources. So this is where you also show your power. This is where our African leaders have to come in and show their power, that yes, we also have the natural resource. So we are going to determine the price for you. They shouldn't be the ones to determine the price for you. You are having the resource, so you have to determine the price for them. If they don't want it, they leave it. If they don't want the resource, let them go, because they really need it. They are the ones really needing it. When you look at Germany like this, it really needs energy, gas, to boost its economy. So if you already your economy is not even up to the German standard, you can't even boost your economy. We are all struggling in Ghana and Nigeria and all the African countries. We are struggling. So they are the ones who need the natural resource. So please, if they are coming to take it from you, you have to show your power, that yes, the natural resource is mine. So this is what I want you to, this is what I am offering at the table, so that it will also benefit your people back home. You get what I mean? It is these are some of the petty things that are going on, that we have all moved from Africa into to the West. Okay, we've all migrated to come and look for greener pastures. So these are some of the reasons, right? When Germany manufactures its cars, its BMWs, its Volkswagen, its whatever, when they are coming to sell it to you, are you the one to determine the price for them? No, they are the ones that determine the price. So you really have to also stand on your feet and seek for something, right? This is how it is. This is how it is. If you are a leader, you should all be able to, even if it's not something that will you really cannot, I mean, that is how it is. You really have to stand on your feet and do something. People are blaming Vladimir Putin for what he is doing. People are saying Putin is not good. He's killing people. He's doing that and that. He has killed Prigozhin. He has done this. Putin is a real example of a leader. If you look at the trends of how the West have been able to dominate the entire world, okay, if you look at history, if you read history, you will see that Putin is really a good leader. He is a good leader because he is not seeking this for himself alone. He is really thinking about the next generation to come. Okay, he doesn't want Russia to be dictated. Okay, he is standing there for his country. Because look, if you look at the trends of this NATO issue, if Ukraine joins NATO now, Russia will be dwindled. Okay, if Ukraine join NATO now, Russia will have a problem. Okay, so it is doing its best to take Ukraine out of it, and then Ukraine will not join NATO, right? So these are some of the things that as a leader you have to think of. Our leaders back in Africa, please stand up and think about your people. Let me take Ghana for example. We've been extracting gold. We've been extracting gold since the 1980s. 1918. I don't even know how to the date has even escaped me. We've been taking gold out of our land. We've been extracting gold for since time immemorial. Okay, and then we don't. Me, I am from Ghana. I am. My hometown is where they take gold from my hometown. I have not seen gold like this with my naked eye before in my hometown. You see, these are some of the things. We've been taking gold, but we don't really benefit from what we have. We don't benefit from our resources. Ghana has been sending cocoa. When you come to Germany, okay, all the chocolates they do, all the things they use cocoa for is from Ghana. Bunch of them is from Ghana and Cote d'Ivoire. These two countries, they are the suppliers of cocoa to Germany for their chocolates and things like that. But what do we gain in return? They come and then they offer the price for us. You have your resources, so you have to determine the price to give to them. When they are selling their chocolate, you don't determine the price for them. They are the ones that determine the price for you. Okay, so even if you are not doing for this generation, you should think of the next generation to come. Think of the think in advance, like in 20 years, in 30 years, in 40 years, what would the next generation be? That is what Germany did. Okay, during the Second World War, that is what they were thinking about. When you come to Germany, whatever they do is not for them today. They are thinking about the next generation to come. You get what I mean? So this is the time we also have to stand up. Africa, let's stand up and also do something. Let's stand up. I look at Niger now. Okay, the youth have stood up. They are doing something. They want their freedom. Okay, they want their freedom from the France. It's very sad, but I'm sorry, I have to tell you, we are not serious as a continent. We are not serious as Africans. Okay, we are not serious. So that's why most of us are migrating from our countries to here. Most of us are migrating. We are going through this desert, and we are passing on this Mediterranean Sea to Europe and to Italy and stuff like that, just because our leaders are not making it right for us. Unemployment rate high, corruption high. You just don't get what is going on in our country and in our countries, right? So this is why we have to stand up. Let's stand up on our feet. It is not, even if it's not for this generation, if it's not for us, it should be for the next generation to come. Think about the next generation to come. If I were the president of Ghana, this is where I will also show that yes, the resource belongs to me. Okay, recently they went to do they went he came on what do you call it, to parliament to come and praise himself that he takes 10% of, initially he was taking 10% of uranium or something, and now he has increased it to 13%. So I don't know whether we should applaud for him, we should applaud him, or we should, I don't even understand. How can you own a resource and then you take 13% of that resource, and the person coming to exploit it take the rest? It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. You just take 13% of this resource, 13. So at first he was taking just 10%, and now he has increased it to 13 per the government of Ghana, per the president of Ghana. That is what they are saying. You are taking 13 out of 100%, and the person coming to exploit it is taking like 87%. It doesn't make sense. Meanwhile, when they manufacture their things and they come to our country, you are not the one taking like the biggest proportion. You get what I'm saying? So African leaders, we need to stand up. They need to really stand up for the youth, because the youth are really frustrated. All these things affect you. You might think that it doesn't affect it affects us a lot. It affects everybody in the country, right? How can you own a resource and then take 13% of that resource? I know that the West has influence on us or something, but we need to stand up and then claim our rights and say, no, enough is enough. Enough is enough. We've been subjected to these people for a long time, so we have to rise up and then fight for our rights. Enough is enough. Okay? You will not understand why Putin is doing that. He is telling the West that enough is enough. If you want to dictate the world, don't come to my territory. You cannot dictate for me. You see how they had to put sanctions on him. They placed sanctions. This is a leader. He sat down to really read their minds, to know that, okay, if I decide to go on Ukraine, this is what they will do. They will put sanctions on me, they will do this, they will do that, they will do that. So he had to close all that loopholes. You get what I mean? If you know, you know about the war and stuff like that. So he closed all these loopholes. He had to deal with China, he has to deal with India, okay, partner with them, and then look at people who will take all the resources that he's having, who will have to, he has to liaise with, okay, so that he will get, his economy will not go down, since they had to put sanctions on him and stuff like that. Okay, so when the West put the sanction on him, it really didn't affect him. You see, Russia is rising up economically, it is rising up, and then that is what we call a leader. So African leaders stand up, say, or sit down, and you to reason, okay, look at the loopholes. If they are telling you they want to offer 87, they want to give you 87% and you take 13%, you should have thought of it long before they even proposed, so that you know that, okay, if these people are saying that, then I am going to do this and this, I'm going to put plan A, plan B, plan C in place. You see, but our leaders will not do that. They will just fold their hands and then take this 13%. For all you know, this gas issue, this energy issue, they are going to take just 5% and then give 95% to Germany. So they are, in a nutshell, they are benefiting, and then they are going to take your skilled workers to their country. In fact, they should even take them, because the skilled workers are in the country. They are not getting any job to do. So if they are not getting any job to do, the best thing is to migrate to Europe or US or Canada. That is what they will do. You get what I mean? So it's very funny. So I am also making this video to make you aware that if you are a skilled worker, this is the opportunity for you. You really have to sit down, because I am talking for the African leaders. But if it will not work, then it means that each one for himself, God for us all. So if you take your bag, you have to migrate, of course. As we have all migrated, you have to migrate and then find greener pastures, because your home country is not giving you something better, right? So these are some of the trending issues. So African leaders, this go to African leaders, please be wise, and then look at how the percentages you give to them, this gas and things that they are coming to take, because Germany really needs the energy, yeah, it really needs it, because when you come to Germany now, the economy is going down. It is going well because of this energy crisis, yeah. So this is where you have to also be wise. Don't just dash your resources to them like that. If you take just 13% of a resource and give the rest to them, you should have as well given it to them for free. What will 13% do? Your people are unemployed, there is no security, corruption, there is no job. What are you using 13% for? You should have as well dashed it to them. Okay, Nigeria has been extracting crude oil since. When you go to Nigeria now, the last time I went to Nigeria, I went to Lagos. When you go to Nigeria now, everybody has a generator. The electricity doesn't stand on, like the electricity doesn't generate even for 1 minute. You will not get electricity for 1 minute. When it comes, within 2 minutes, 3 minutes, everything is off. Then you have to restart your generator. So the town of Lagos is very noisy. There is noise in Lagos, eh? Noise in Lagos. Everybody has a generator. Meanwhile, Nigeria has been extracting crude oil since. No electricity. It's very sad. It's very, 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 very sad. And the youth, we must also stand up and then fight for our rights. We have to stand up. Look at Niger. They have stood up because we are being marginalized, yeah? Which is not fair. So this is my opinion. This is my opinion. Please, if you have any suggestion or something, it's not we are not discriminating. It's the truth we are saying about African leaders, especially Ghana and Nigeria. Yeah, this is the truth. Okay, because it doesn't make sense for our youth to always migrate into the country to come and do menial jobs. It's not fair to come and do menial jobs in Europe. I know that we get money from it, okay? We get money, we can send home and stuff like that. But Germany, when you come to Germany, their youth don't migrate to any place. When they finish school, their jobs are there for them. There are jobs for them. Okay, there are jobs for them. All my mates that I was in uni with them, okay, all the Germans, I mean the Germans, they are done and they are working. As soon as the day you finish defending, your job is lying there for you, waiting for you. Okay, when you go to our country, you when I finished my bachelor's degree. I was in Ghana. I didn't get a job to do after my national service. That was 1 year. I stayed in the house for 6 good years. I wasn't getting a decent job to do. When you send your CV here, they will take your CV and they will tell you go and pray. When you send your CV, they will tell you go and pray because there's no job. I stayed in the house for 6 good years. I was doing my small jobs before the opportunity came, and then I came to Germany, right? So I mean, if you're in a country and there's no job, there's nothing, and then you have to rent too. You cannot stay with your parents for like every time. You have to rent a house or a room or something like that. You cannot stay with family, and because family members will even tell you that you've completed school, my friend, move, go and find a job to do. You get what I mean? So it hasn't been easy for a Ghanaian youth or a Nigerian youth or an African youth, okay? It hasn't been easy. And this all goes down to, it is all linked to the decisions our politicians and our leaders make. If you make the right decision, it affects, it's just like a parent, okay, with his children. If you make the right decision for your family, the family does not suffer, right? But if you make a bad decision from for your family, automatically your family will suffer. That is how it is. So the decisions sometimes our head of states and our presidents and our government make affects the youth, the vulnerable youth, okay, the person in maybe in a village somewhere. It affects us all. So what will you do? You have no option than to migrate, and we have migrated. So skilled laborers or skilled workers in Ghana or Nigeria, if it is time for you to migrate, you don't have any option. You have to migrate, because me, I cannot tell you not to, because I also migrated. I cannot tell you not to migrate or more. If the opportunity comes, come. Until the leaders make their decisions right, they take a good decision, we will all go back to our home country. This is my opinion. Please, if you have any other opinion or suggestion, you can just comment in the comment section. It is very simple, so that we know what to do right. Thank you for watching. Bye bye.